Let me turn off the camera so you can see her. Who's that? She voted for Harris.
I did. Early already.
Early voting.
Early.
So Cheri, why don't you give them your credentials as far as what it is that you do on a daily
Oh, what do I do on a daily basis?
Right.
Well,
Yeah.
Can you hear her?
I am Cheri B.
This is my fault for a minute.
The B is history. The work that I do. Well, one, I have a degree in political science. I graduated in December. My MPA, that's a master's in public administration. I work for an organization in Georgia called Fair Count. We are a nonprofit, nonpartisan organization that focuses on civic engagement in the rural communities in Georgia. So we turn out the rural communities for the census, voting, and for redistricting. The redistricting. Oh, they said give me a mic. You can't hear me?
You are really muffled. You are really muffled.
Oh, no.
Like too far away. When you get a little, every time you move closer to it, it clears you out.
Can you hear me better now?
Uh-huh.
Like good, or I need to be closer?
No, very good.
Okay, what y'all hear? Y'all didn't hear nothing?
I was trying.
Okay, so I'll start over. Cheri B, yes. I hold a degree in political science and one in a master's in public administration. So I've worked in the political realm and nonprofit space for probably about 15 years, a little over 15 years. I work for an organization in Georgia. My organization is Fair Count. We do civic participation. We focus on civic participation in minority rural communities. Did I say we're nonpartisan? Nonprofit? Okay. We engage people in voting, the census, and in redistricting. So we advocate in the community 365 days a year. A lot of organizations and campaigns, you notice they only come around during election season, but our organization is there educating and informing people and mobilizing them to be involved in the civic process 365 days a year. Also live in our communities, in the communities that we serve in. So they're more personal to us because they're our homes. So we engage the people that are near and around us, the people we know, people we get to know. So I've worked all over Georgia. I used to live in Albany. So I used to work all over South Georgia doing the work that I do. And now I work in Northwest Georgia doing my work. So I've been all over Georgia. I've also worked as a campaign operative, which means that I worked on a ton of campaigns, electoral campaigns. I've also been a strategist on campaigns, both parties. So I've gotten a lot of people elected in, especially rural areas. I specialize in rural campaigns. So in a lot of rural areas, I've gotten a lot of people elected. I've also worked at the Georgia General Assembly. So I worked on legislation and getting legislation passed in the Georgia General Assembly. And I don't know, that's it. I was going to talk to you guys about, I know everyone has voted today. Whenever they voted, early voting today, this election is nearing the end. So I wanted to encourage everyone to stay involved in the process. Now is the time that whoever is elected, we hold them accountable, making sure that they do exactly what they said they would do, what their platform has pretty much said that they would do. for their constituents. And the constituents, they serve as all of the American people. In our local elections, you want to make sure whoever was on your ballot, whoever won, you make sure you're holding those people accountable. I encourage people to go to all their local city council meetings, school board meetings, listen in on those legislative sessions that are happening every year, making sure that what policies are being passed and what is being voted on. And in 2 years, we come back and do the same thing and vote in our midterm elections for our statewide electeds, a lot of our governors. We also vote for our Congress members, state reps. We have some Senate members that we vote for during the midterm election too. But most of the time during midterm election, Congress definitely changes. It's kind of reflective of holding that candidate in office responsible for what they did over the first 2 years. So you want to always make sure you come back and vote in those elections. Those are the most important elections. Those are the lower turnout elections, the ones that most people don't participate in. When we all participate in elections, we make history. We elect the people that are great for us in our community. So I encourage you to come back and do this all over again in 2 years. But also make sure if you have a mayor running next year or some city council members running next year, in those odd number years, your very local electeds run. Your city council members and your mayors and your school board members. So make sure you are participating in any and all elections. If it's an election, I'm voting in it.
Oh, she's so cute.
Thank you.
I said that.
Yeah, is that your name?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you. So y'all got any questions for me? I don't know what now he's over there doing.
We're like crickets over here.
Denali invited me.
I don't, but I like that though. I like that you're doing that, and I like that you're involved in that. So I don't really have any questions for you, but I do like that, and you're right. And you know what? That's just how the crappy people get to the top, is because people don't get involved in the lower levels.
Yes.
Do you drink?
I do. Denali didn't have my drink when I came, so.
What?
Wow, Denali.
So it is tonight.
He known this all week and he ain't had your drink?
If I would have known, I would have brought my own drink.
What is your drink of choice? And Denali, tighten up over there. You need to call somebody to do the drop off.
I only have taquitos. I drink tequila, preferably tequila.
Tell me a crazy story where somebody told you like you've been canvassing.
A crazy story?
Or something somebody told you like, no,
Total wine delivered.
Crazy. I think people have been very motivated to vote in this election. Some people, like when we're nearing the end, we kind of our data kind of shows us the people that have voted and the people that haven't. So where my organization, we strategize around people that are don't normally vote on a regular basis. We want to make sure that they're turning out in all elections. So when we get to the end, a lot of people that just don't want to vote will literally tell you that they're not voting. They don't have an interest. Some of them don't even know that they're registered to vote, because in the state of Georgia, if you go and get a driver's license or renew your driver's license or ID, if you don't uncheck the box that's automatically registering you to vote, it will register you to vote or update your voter registration to that new address. So some people, sometimes they don't know that registered to vote or eligible to vote. Some people, I actually encountered a guy when I was canvassing out in Carroll County. He was not aware that he was eligible to vote. He was very, very excited that he could vote in this election. I stood there with him while I gave him the information to look up his voter registration and where he could go early vote. And he went and early voted that day. So that was very exciting.
Have you noticed a difference in the last 5 years?
There is a difference. I think social media plays a big part, in people being more involved in the civic process. And there's some good to that, and there's a little bit of bad, because a big thing about social media is misinformation. So that's like a new thing that has to be combated, because when people are putting information out there, it's hard to like follow that and kind of follow up with something that is informing them that this is just incorrect. But sometimes people they love the drama or the negative aspect of things more than they actually love facts or the truth. So sometimes they will get wrong information when it comes to that. I know, like working with the census, I encountered so many people that just didn't know anything about the census, or people that actually knew and didn't know that they can participate. They didn't know the information that was on there. I actually spoke with a woman that she was like in her 60s, like nearing 70, and she had never participated in the census before. And this was in South Georgia. So we kind of engaged those people to get involved more, educating them more. So people are receptive when you give them good information, when you enlighten them on just, the simple things about voting or the simple things about participating civically. It's good because it allows them to get more information and be involved in the process, period. But I mean, yeah, social media plays a big part of people kind of really being involved. What else you got, Denali? You want to know what it looked like on the ground today in Georgia?
Let's do it.
So today in Georgia, my nonprofit works with another nonprofit called the People's Agenda. And today, this is my different shirt. I switched. I did election protection. So I do this every election. My organization does it every election, even during local and midterms. We make sure that people don't have any issues when they are voting, and if they do encounter any issues, that they're getting the correct information so that they are able to cast their votes. Sometimes we have people that are in the wrong polling location, or they don't know that they can vote on a provisional ballot, things like that. And sometimes those poll workers don't give out that information. So we're there to make sure that they know all of that, assist them with any voting that they may have. Today, I was in an area that Denali loves called Carroll County.
Oh my God.
It's very, I wouldn't say deep rural. It's not deep South Georgia, but it is very rural in Carroll County. And so I did election protection there. It's a very diverse county because it is west of Atlanta's metro. It's very beginning to be heavily populated with Black people because they're moving east and west of Atlanta. So some of those counties are beginning to very much so diversify. So over at Carroll County has had a 110% increase in population since the 2010 census till the 2020 census. So they very much so increased a lot of their population, and also a lot of their population has become heavily Black and Latino. So, I mean, on the ground, a lot of people were voting. I can say that. I wouldn't say the lines were long. There's not really like long lines in some of the rural communities here in Georgia. I encountered, quite a few people from, you can tell a couple of people who they were voting for because they had on stuff that the poll workers kind of make them turn, like their shirts inside out, or one guy, he had to flip his hat over. But he, I was saying yes. Yeah, I did. I voted for Harris. But it looked good out there. I think people were really, really voting in large numbers. More than I kind of seen, of course, in midterms, but definitely a lot out there since the last presidential election. But I think it was very much so a steady flow out there. From other areas, I have a friend that has worked heavily in Fulton County. She works for AmeriCorps, so she does. She works for AmeriCorps, so she does that, but she also does a lot of volunteer work in the Metro Atlanta area. A lot of polling locations in, what time is it now? A lot of the polling locations in Metro Atlanta, some of them are still open. We experienced, I don't even know if I can say that on here, huh? There were a lot of polling locations in Fulton County that experienced some threats. So they had to, a couple of them, they had to evacuate. I know one of them, they had to evacuate again at like 7:30. So some of them are still open here. Most of the polling locations in Atlanta, those numbers don't come in so late because they're the biggest counties. So Atlanta was a lot of long lines today. A lot of people that were still in line when I checked with my friend at 7:30. So people are still voting in Metro Atlanta. So.
So you think that Carrollton is really going to change over to Democrat this time around?
This time around, no. Absolutely. I think that the increase in population is reflected from the way that Douglas County used to be is what is increasing in Carroll County, because Villarica probably has the largest increase of population almost in West Metro area. So it's reflecting because Villarica is like right off of 20 Highway. I know you know what I'm talking about, Dr. Shay. It's right off the highway. So a lot of people, they always move to areas that are close, to the highway when you have a major city there. So I think that it probably will take a minute if Atlanta keeps growing like it is, and it will keep pushing people out of Atlanta how it's been growing. So I think that it is a possibility. Their local elections, their local government is definitely changing.
That is something. That is good information. But I guess, the city of Atlanta, like, the inner city is so expensive that most people are probably finding themselves to go out, to get the best bang for your buck. But Villa Rica was really pretty. So, but that's good information. Hmm.
Oh, MCM said he used to live in Hiram. I used to live in Powder Springs, right by Hiram. So, oh yes, it's definitely tough. But Powder Spring, but that's Paulding County. Paulding County is experiencing the same thing. They are,
Really?
they are. Hiram is definitely diversifying. Um, in Powder Springs is kind of split between Cobb County and Douglas and Paulding. So, but it's very much so diversifying. The local elected has changed. They actually have two. They over the last couple of years, they've actually elected two minorities to their city council. So whereas those, it was definitely an all-white city council. Now they have two people on there. So. Oh, you're in Alpharetta, MCM. Okay. Yeah, that's the ways for me. Denali, you got any other questions? Even though you don't have tequila. You know you don't have tequila.
Is Alpharetta and Johns Creek is still y'all still holding it down out there, still looking nice? MCM, you guys are keeping my side of the city up, right?
They better be.
Oh my goodness. Anything else, or is that it?
Is the dog still laying down? Like, were you afraid of the dog?
Dog is fine.
Denali's laying down. He's huge. Huge in person.
Fuck, he's 126 pounds.
He is huge.
30 electoral votes closer to the White House. Too early to call.
Any other questions for Cheri B, voting expert?
In Maine, the population.
What does it take to be a city council outside of being a
What does it take to be a city council?
outside of being a resident?
That's it. Passion. And people to vote for you. So you don't have to, I mean, a lot of times, a lot of people that are on the city council are, everyday people, teachers, construction workers, people that work in the community are elected on the city council. School board members, surprisingly, school board members, there's not a lot of teachers that serve on the school board. That kind of says something. That was a big thing. I don't know if you knew, Dr. Shea, in Atlanta, they didn't have any teachers on the school board in Atlanta, and they just elected a teacher last year to the school board in Atlanta, and he's great.
I'm really disappointed with this Illinois because they just, VP Harris has got Illinois. I'm really disappointed in them.
Illinois is blue.
I know, but I'm disappointed in them. I really thought they was going to turn red this year because of their conditions out there.
You thought in Chicago? Because it's Chicago, yeah. But Chicago's one thing, I think one thing, it's really hard to change some people's minds about just, you can kind of have these conversations with them about the policies and these people's platforms. And even though, some things affect them, a lot of times when you have been doing things for a long time, it's hard for you to vote against that. And because it's instilled in you, it's like, in your family. So it's hard for them to change their mind about voting for another party or, someone outside of the party. But you
But
also,
we just leave them like they be.
yeah.
I really thought they was gonna turn over because of Chicago being the largest city, but
But you also
I'm
have
happy.
you have a large minority population in not only Chicago but in Springfield, Illinois, and you got that whole area where it's East St. Louis, Collinsville, Edwardsville, Belleville, O'Fallon area, large population minority.
And that's really sad after all we've been watching the residents in Chicago like going against at the meetings and everything saying they're fed up and the fact that all of that's going on and there's people that are just voting against um against them in their own state. It's just sad.
In Chicago, a lot of it, like the people that are angered. They're angered at their local politicians.
Brandon Johnson.
Yeah, they're more like upset with their local politicians than on a national level.
Yeah, they got a $900 million budget windfall. Hole next year. $250 million this year. Absolutely ridiculous. So
But that's who you can. That's who you hold. Like they're in your city. That's who you're supposed to talk to. That's who you're supposed to hold accountable. Like your local electeds. That's who you get all the information from. Even if they're holding the wrong person accountable for this, that local official is there to give them all the information of what's going on. So.
Yeah, I understand that, but the main thing is this administration caused the problem that is putting them in this position. So whoever in their own state has to deal with it, that's huge too. But for this administration to not be held accountable at a big level is basically what I was saying.
whose mic is open with all that noise?
That was Carolyn.
Oh, was it? Oh, okay. I thought it was somebody
She was
else.
talking.
No. I thought it was somebody else.
Oh no.
What?
Somebody says that's your wife or your sister, Mr. Denali.
I tell you what, the Democrats, you guys are really fighting. So this is something.
Who asked you my sister?
And
Who asked that question?
Somebody.
I'm curious about these suburban areas. I listened up to and now
this is shocking.
Kellyanne. It may be that even in Virginia, and you were talking
It's only
the issue around
8:00.
these issues in the Virginia school system there. And that Loudoun County number is an interesting number. Yet you
Oh, just closed in Pennsylvania. All of
Half the
those.
country.
Yeah, but if people are still
EST, they're done.
if people are still
they're
standing,
lying.
if there's a line, if people are still standing in line when their polling place closes, they can vote.
Right.
So Georgia, North Carolina, and
They've
Pennsylvania
extended
is going to
a
be our
couple of counties in Pennsylvania
I'm
till
telling you,
9 o'clock.
Georgia is going to take a little minute.
So
Now, Georgia,
and they got long lines there too. So
yeah, and Fulton County, DeKalb County, all those Metro Atlanta counties and Gwinnett, they are notorious for long lines, and it takes a little bit longer to vote because their populations are a lot larger than a lot of the counties in Georgia. It's 159 counties in Georgia, so.
All right. Anything else for Miss Cheri B, voting expert? She's shy. She won't say she's a voting expert. Excuse me. I will say it for her.
So, Miss Cherie, I know who you're going for, but what is your prediction of the election tonight?
I really can't predict the election. What I only know from, I have friends that work in different spaces, that work on Harris's campaign. I have friends that work on a couple of Senate races and congressional races. I am thinking that the House will go to Democrats, and I'm thinking the Senate is going to go to Republicans. I'm thinking that North Carolina is going to really, really be close, but I have very, very, like, friends that work the campaign for the last, they got moved from Virginia over to North Carolina over the last month. And there was a very heavy ground game in North Carolina. So I think it's going to be really close. I don't know. Pennsylvania is going to be very close too. It's looking like really, really, really like a good turnout. I know there was a lot of Democratic infrastructure in.
Not going to be as close as you think. I'm looking at it now. I'm looking at the map of Pennsylvania, and most of the counties that Trump should win is already in there, and he's down. He's down by about.
Well, you also have to pay
4 points right now.
Okay, so sometimes those numbers will come in.
The rest of them aren't in.
It will only be a certain percentage of reporting.
Right.
It might say, like in Georgia, if it says, 53% for Trump. But right now we only have like 3% of those counties that have reported that they have finished counting their early ballots and early voting election day and any ballots that they have in. Also, provisional ballots don't usually come in until they're not complete till Friday. So anybody that voted provisionally, not on a regular ballot, that means that they have voting issues. They have a few days to cure those ballots. They come in by Friday. And then they have any overseas ballots and stuff like that. But
yeah, he's not looking real good in Pennsylvania.
So even with that numbers coming out of Indiana, it is looking like it's looking tough for Trump. It's looking like that there's an increase of women voting for Ms. Harris.
This is why I say he's having problems in Pennsylvania right now. They've tallied up most of the counties where they predicted him to have won, and he's losing. And they haven't tallied up the counties that are supposed to be for Harris yet. There's 3 big counties that are in Pennsylvania that's supposed to be going for Harris. They haven't even added those up yet. So it's not really.
Big T, what source are you looking at? Because I'm looking at the reporting.
I'm looking at CBS. I'm looking at they tally. This is right here in Pennsylvania.
Right, I'm looking at Pennsylvania. And I'm looking at, like, no county has completed yet. We're only 5% reporting. That's why I'm asking you that. Like, what?
So if some of those counties come in and he gets a certain, like, there's a certain percentage, and it looks like that there's enough percentage to win that state. Just like, oh, I thought that was glass. If they're just like Indiana, their votes are not all the way in, but he has won enough counties so that they can project that he will win in that election. So some of those are, every county that comes in today is going to be a projection. Like every state is always a projection.
Nothing's fine.
It's
No.
not, the actual results because most states don't certify their elections until days after. California certifies theirs 2 weeks after. So it's always a projection.
Okay, South Carolina, Trump. But all the votes aren't counted up, but they're predicting that if it goes on the trajectory that it's going, he's going to win it. So
I think he's going to have some trouble in Philly because when I tell you the Democratic infrastructure in Philly,
But they better hurry up.
when I see every organization that I know of in Philly.
This is the thing. This is the thing. The infrastructure in Pennsylvania, period, is magnificent. The governor's been doing an excellent job, and he's a Democrat.
And I've heard from people that work in Pennsylvania and people that work in North Carolina that when it comes to door knocking and turning out the vote, there was no Republican presence.
Harris had everybody out there knocking on the doors. And no, there was no Republicans out there knocking on the doors, especially in Philadelphia.
Even Republicans were saying that there was no Republicans knocking on doors.
Well, maybe so upset about people. Does somebody got to knock on your door for you to go vote? Like, it bothers me. Like, you got to think about it. I don't expect nobody to knock on my door here in Texas because I know our state, but I'm still going to get up and go vote. And I understand that everybody can't knock on the door.
So there are 3 ways that we interact with people, well, outside of like media and stuff like that, so you have phone calls, text messages, door knocks. You get the most interaction, the most accuracy, and most participation from knocking on a door because it's the most personal. You get to see that person face to face. You get to have a conversation with them, and it's more personal. Then you have phone calls. Then you have text messages. So door knocking is a proven strategy that turns out people will vote very heavily.
Josh Stein just blew what's the guy?
Like that. She's talking
Mark
about
Robinson.
too busy working.
Mark Robinson just blew him out the water. So
Mark Robinson won in North Carolina?
no, he got blowed out the water.
Oh, Mark
I
Robinson
was about to say, I know he ain't winning.
He lost so bad.
He couldn't even get an invite to Trump's rally.
Yeah.
So the projected count right now is Trump 99, Harris 27.
Guys are behind. It's 105 to 72.
CNN, I don't know if I'm lagging, but it say 2790. I guess everybody watching different stuff.
I'm
Yeah.
on Fox, and it's 72 to 105.
Some of
Yeah.
the stations were projected before.
Most of the states are the ones that he should be winning anyway.
Heck, alert.
In a little later because they kind of like they're more so we want to make sure they really try to like they have good data analysts. I do like to watch them for the election. She has really good data.
She giving him a spanking in Virginia right now.
He's not doing too good in North Carolina neither.
I think Denali think that she not gonna win North Carolina. I think he got a problem in North Carolina.
Oh yeah, she whooping his ass right now.
Mecklenburg County is the only county in North Carolina that
I think it is very, very close, but I know for sure that
They trying to get Ted Cruz up out of there, I see.
Ted got a problem in his own state.
Oh yeah, they trying to get his ass up out of there right now.
But it's an unfortunate thing. Do you know that? Because I did vote against Ted Cruz, but do you know that he is up?
That's crazy.
I'm so mad about that.
He's not up on CNN. I don't. What you watching?
Oh, you guys, I think you guys are behind. Why CNN is it so behind?
I don't know. It just said the next polls closed in 12 minutes.
Yeah,
I mean, but I
CNN
think
is behind.
it's a couple of things that's gonna get Ted Cruz. I mean, of course, the AB ban is going to bring more women out, but that man abandoned his state during the crisis.
Twice.
Yeah,
Twice.
nobody will ever forget that he went to Cancun during the storm.
He did it twice.
Yeah.
So Jay, you did split government, then, yes?
Told you I'm bipartisan. People just automatically think that I'm a Republican just because I don't like, the party right now. But yeah, I went against Ted Cruz.
Did you vote for Ted Cruz before or no?
No,
Okay, gotcha.
I voted in Georgia the last time because I had just moved to Texas. 2019, I moved to Texas. So I still had everything registered in Georgia and stuff, and my property was out there. So
Oh, you just absentee voted.
no, I flew out there.
Oh, you flew.
I like the whole experience on election day.
It is a fun experience. I mean, since I do this work like all on election day, so only I have to vote before early because otherwise I'd be racing to get to the polls to vote. But I do like the excitement of election day.
Them mail-in ballots is what's gonna get either one of them. I don't know who. I just know one of them.
Where you at?
Oh, I didn't see a lot of them this year. Not like, well, definitely not like 4 years ago.
No, it was a lot of mail-in ballots 4 years ago.
Mail-ins this year.
Definitely was.
Say, where are you voting at again?
Virginia.
Oh, Virginia.
Yeah, I voted blue all down ballot, and my mama and all my family members in New York, and a whole bunch of other people that I know that's close to me. We blew the shit out of those ballots, up and down.
I can say I voted blue
I
except
didn't.
for one race.
Huh?
So far,
Except for one race.
we flipped one seat in the Senate.
Oh yeah.
That's scary according to Denali's theory. So
I think the Republicans are going to win the Senate. I mean, it's not going to take much for them to win the Senate.
I just hope Tim Kaine win. Where JoJo at?
And they did a great job redistricting. I'm being so why redistricting matters.
I know Gen X. I thought about Lala when they were talking about votes, since she's in Alaska and she voted in Florida. It didn't help.
Not
Okay.
even a little bit.
Wow, we got a great conversation from Miss Cheri B. Want to give her a round of applause?
Yeah, Denali, I see all up in your house. Put the screen back up.
Be quiet.
You got all them white
what was
t-shirts
the
on
first
hangers.
thing that you see? What was the first thing you realized when you seen his house? Like, what did you spot?
Who, me?
Mm-hmm.
It looks like a woman decorated it.
The leather sofa, Dr. Shay.
The leather sofa. That was the first thing you seen. Okay, okay.
It's super clean.
When you compare it to 2020,
You got a lot of
It
white
looks like a
t-shirts.
comfy chair.
I have a super clean house.
Yeah, because a lot of men I know ain't clean.
I'm not a lot of men. I'm him. You understand?
Okay, Himothy.
I'm him.
I get okay, Himothy, triple X or double
Is
XL.
it clean in here, Miss Cheri B?
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. What you talking about? Some surprise.
You 50. It should be clean.
Right. She wouldn't be here if it wasn't clean. Exactly.
But why all your white tees on hangers? I'm just asking because you don't have a drawer.
People observe things, Denali. That's why I asked the question.
Do you
What's the,
iron your
okay,
white tees?
let me answer the question. What's the question?
What was the first thing that you guys noticed in Mr. Denali's house? Mr. Rose said the leather sofa. Cherie said that you got t-shirts. Shay said that you got white t-shirts on hangers, and she would like to know why do you have all your shirts on hangers and that your house is clean, and she's shocked about it.
Okay, the
I
reason.
said a woman decorated it.
No, she didn't.
That was the first statement.
Anyway,
Who
so
decorated your house?
the reason that the t-shirts are on the floor. Excuse me. I have more
We
furniture
didn't
being
see
delivered.
any on the floor.
What?
We
And
didn't
on
see the
hangers.
floor. We're not talking about the floor.
I'm
You
so
told us
sorry.
that.
Okay, what's the question about the t-shirts?
She seen them on
Forget about it,
hangers.
brother. I don't care no more.
I didn't even know I had my closet door open.
Exactly. I don't even care anymore. I'm
Your
glad you
question is
clean.
why are t-shirts on hangers? Is that the question?
Yeah, they're white tees.
Okay, so I have a walk-in closet. This is my hall closet, and the reason I put my t-shirts on a hanger is because I like that feeling to pop it off the hanger. I have a lot of white tees. I discard any tees that get dingy or anything like that because I like to have a fresh white tee.
Do you do that with your Air Force Ones too?
I don't wear Air Force Ones.
What do you
I
wear?
wear LeBron and Flyknit.
Stacey Adams?
LeBron and Flyknit. I have a pair of LeBrons on right now, and I wear Nike Flyknits.
What number LeBrons?
18s. And
Them big bulky shits. Let me see.
LeBron has that many.
Still wear Air Force
he's been around
Ones.
for
Yeah,
23
bet you
years.
got some big feet too with them.
A lot of people wear Air Force Ones.
I don't. Those
Oh,
are dunks.
I don't see Air Force Ones. They be wearing them dunks.
Cherie B has on dunks.
Panda.
What kind of dunks? Panda dunks? Okay, you get a pass on that. If you're not a sneakerhead, you get a pass.
So your question. You see, I'm gonna shift, and this is exactly what I said.
I love Puma.
Exactly what I said because I cooked, right? And people were saying that I should cook on air.
Okay.
And I said no. I was thinking about it. I said no because they're gonna scrutinize everything. They're not gonna be paying attention to food. They're gonna be looking. Oh, look, why is that discolored? What? And of everything we talked about voting, you were concerned about my white tees on hangers in the closet.
Yeah, because I already voted. The damage is done, brother. They counting right now.
What are you talking about?
What that got to do with white t-shirts?
I know what is exactly. That's exactly
Exactly. That's the
Listen, let me
point.
just tell you one thing. I cooked for Cherie B, and that's exactly why I did not cook on camera because I knew that somebody was going to be looking
Oh,
at other stuff. What?
we have a question for Cherie.
He said, what is on the floor?
Cherie, how was your dinner?
She's only 8 though.
No,
She knows about Farmer Brown and
it's the 19-year-old that
Duck.
just voted.
Oh wow. Okay, we need to send her to school.
What did you cook for her,
Tell her to tune
Denali?
into the Mr. Denali show, and she'll learn all
Tomorrow,
about it.
I got to get on the show and tell everyone who won.
Who won what?
Mr. Duncan.
Oh, Duck and Farmer Brown. Right, we gotta know about it. Anyway,
What
but
did you cook for
I'm
Cherie?
surprised, Shay, that you were concerned with the white tees. I forgot the closet door was open.
Yeah, because, I mean, the election is the election. Whoever gonna win, won.
I know, but so when you saw the white tees, what did that say to you initially?
It said, why the hell does he have all his white tees on a
That's
hanger?
not all of them. I have like a closet full of white tees. I mean, white tees are just
Yeah, I can tell you do.
no. Was it a negative
The
thought about me or
question
was it a
is,
positive
what did
thought?
you cook?
No, I mean, it is what it is. You like white
But I'm
tees.
saying, was it a negative or positive? I had them on hangers.
It was weird.
Okay,
And
weird.
why your lips are pink?
Huh?
Your lips are red or pink.
My lips?
Mm-hmm.
Just eating, so maybe
So look,
What did you
Denali.
cook?
I cooked the meal. Huh?
Man, y'all are being so nosy. Why don't y'all get off of that? Denali.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, sir.
That is so frustrating. The man is entertaining a guest. Denali, No, I was gonna say, Dr. Shay, the only reason why I noticed
Hello?
the sofa first is because that's all they was talking about on the podcast last night. Let us see the sofa. Well, let us see the black leather sofa. So when the camera went that way, I was saying, okay, there's the black leather sofa. Other than that, I wouldn't have critiqued anything. But
Oh,
my
okay.
question to you, Denali, is: are you gonna be on until 2 in the morning and you have a house guest? Because we can let you go now. Open the envelope.
Hang on 1 second, guys.
Mm.
That's
That was
funny.
my very
Wow.
sentiment. I thought the same
That was
thing.
great.
That's
See, you
wisdom,
might have
Mr.
thought
Rowe.
about PA.
I mean, me myself, if I had a lovely young lady such as that sitting in my living room,
Bet you would.
that was it for y'all. Y'all catch up with me at another day.
Come on, and y'all watch the results on TV. What they're doing now, we could have did that. Cheri could have been on the podcast giving that report.
But he's a journalist now. He's doing his craft. This is his deal.
Trump trash. Is that? Are you Karen?
Yeah.
Some trash.
Okay. I'm like, I know this lady's voice. Okay, my bad.
Yeah, when our president called us garbage, I thought I'd change my name for a week. I can't change it back till tomorrow, so yeah, it's me.
Okay.
Hello? All right.
Okay. So
So
Trump has 111 and Harris has 72 now.
Arkansas, which we knew that.
I think we have done enough show for the night.
really?
Open the envelope and go entertain your house guests.
No, don't worry about that, Mr. I got this.
Period.
I have everything all under control. Trust me.
Excuse me, Mr. Rowe. We're having a special night. We have a party going on. We have a game. It is not over. So get your cocktail. And Mr. Denali, you need to Instacart or DoorDash a cocktail for your guest because you don't have her
How you gonna got a
cocktail.
bottle? That's what I want to know.
You don't
How
have
you
her
don't have
cocktail.
something for her to drink there?
So you need to DoorDash or Instacart her cocktail.
And did he give Cheri her
Yeah,
gift?
who does that sound like, Denali?
Did he give Cheri her
Kim?
gift from the Halloween night?
And also, Mr. Denali, Hunter Girl is going to kick your ass because we have all seen the couch. Can you hear me?
I don't care what that couch looks like. I want to know,
Are
is
you,
it
are you
comfortable?
just acting like you can't hear me, or you really can't? Are you just
I mean,
hello?
I mean, Kim, I'm happy you told him that because I told him the same exact thing. I sent him about 50 messages like that's what you're supposed to do.
Yeah, I've been putting it in the comments, but his ass ain't paying attention. Can you hear me? Hello?
He can hear
Is
you.
he ignoring me? Are you trying to be funny?
What?
Don't you can hear me? I said you need to Instacart or DoorDash her cocktail, and I said Hunter Girl's gonna kick your ass because we all saw the couch.
I mean, what? Tell me what the correct response to what you said is, and I'll do it.
You supposed to say something. Don't act like you're
No, yeah, tell me what the correct response is, and